right, welcome back, fans. It's Aaron Royal with Ron Niemi, IPW Weekly Recap. And in this week's main event, we have a three-way dance for the IPW television title. The Miami Pound Machine, Rod Steele, my buddy, he takes on both Scoot Andrews and Lex Lovett.
Rod Steele decided last week he wanted to get in the face of the hardcore giant Ron Niemi. He got a lot of trouble at hands when it comes to 911 Incorporated. Tonight, he's got to worry about Scoot Andrews and Lex Lovett and keeping that IPW television title.
Also tonight, we've got two guys who know each other very, very well. Devin Nash, your supposed friend, taking on one of the funniest men in the world, Pat McGroin.
Devin Nash and Pat McGroin. Devin, an old friend of mine, former television champion, taking on somebody that used to be one of his best friends, now his arch nemesis, Pat McGroin.
All right, and then our opener, we've got Kenny and Hawk from Tough Enough 2 challenging all the boys from IPW to come out, and you're going to see what happens right now.
What a mistake.
And there you see him, fans. You've seen him here recently. He's Hawk from Tough Enough 2, and he had a quote-unquote big surprise for the fans of the WrestlePlex, and there he is. Kenny, also from Tough Enough 2, the man who admittedly got robbed by the WWE. He should have got that contract, but these two guys have the gall to come in here and challenge anybody from the back in IPW to come out. Well, two of our green boys, Bolas Azulis, or however you say that kid's name, and El Rudel come out, and they're showing you exactly what the WrestlePlex boys are all about right now.
Hawk has developed a very bitter attitude after coming into IPW Hardcore Wrestling, expecting to be a huge fan favorite, living off of the name from Tough Enough 2 on MTV. Basically, he got in the ring with Rod Steele for over 3 shows. Rod Steele, one of the most hated wrestlers on the IPW roster, was cheered wildly in his feud with Hawk, and Hawk has seemed to take exception to that.
Yeah, Hawk has pretty much single-handedly almost turned Rod Steele into a babyface here in IPW. I didn't think anybody could do that, but this guy with his promos and his in-ring abilities have certainly done that for Rod Steele. And right now, there you see El Rudel just going right over and landing on the ramp at the WrestlePlex. That's quite common here, Ron Niemi.
It is quite common. It's one of the most commonly used weapons at the WrestlePlex is that ramp. With no give whatsoever, those guys get thrown on there absolutely level, landing on the hard wood. And you see Kenny waiting, like stalking his prey. Kenny was very impressive here at his debut at the IPW Florida WrestlePlex. He come in running his mouth, very much upset the fans of IPW. The students of IPW's Florida WrestlePlex took exception what he was saying, and they come in trying to make a name for themselves, and you got to give these kids credit. They're doing a hell of a job, to be honest with you.
I tell you, Kenny was upset that the fans of the WrestlePlex didn't seem to like Hawk, and my question is, have you seen Hawk?
Who can like this guy? He's talking to himself in the back. He's talking to himself out in the parking lot. The only thing there is to like about him is that busty girlfriend of his.
I tell you what, and Bob Holly might be a little bit proud of these guys trying to throw chops on our students here, and he swings Bolas Azulis into the corner. And as you said, Kenny was very impressive upon his debut, and Hawk admittedly getting better and better in the ring each time he goes out there, but our WrestlePlex students giving them all they can handle.
This is a good example of why you should call 727-526-6778. These are students of the WrestlePlex. They're in there with stars from MTV's Tough Enough 2. They gave it their all. They did everything they could. They threw everything they could at Kenny and Hawk, and it was impressive, but it wasn't enough.
Star Stevens just trying to get those guys out of the ring. We're proud of our guys for going in there and standing up for IPW. And here comes two more, James Hendricks and one of the most popular new guys in the business, Comic Book Guy.
Kenny said that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for him to take out these two individuals, Bolas Azulis and El Rudel. So will come Comic Book Guy and James Hendricks. They said, you want some more, Kenny? Well, here it is. Huge clothesline by Comic Book Guy. Absolutely levels Kenny as James Hendricks takes it to Hawk in the corner.
I tell you, James Hendricks coming off a knee injury. This is his first match back in the ring. Not even sure he should be back in the ring at this point, but he wasn't going to let these guys come in here and badmouth himself, Comic Book Guy, or in general, the whole IPW crew. Very proud of these young guys for standing up for IPW. Say what you will about me not standing up for IPW anymore, Ron Niemi. You know it's not true. I just don't always stand up for you and 911 Incorporated. But when guys from the outside like this come in, you can always count on me to put them in their place.
Oh yeah, we can always count on you to put them in their place, just like you did with the Heavenly Bodies, right?
That's different.
Just like you did, you're wearing an XWF shirt last week?
Totally different. effort. That was all from my buddy Joe Price. Get well soon, big guy.
Yeah, you're a traitor, but you want to get on the bandwagon. You see these kids from the WrestlePlex. You see how they're getting over with the crowd, and you just want to steal some of that heat. But once again, Kenny, he's on Comic Book Guy. Look at him. Huge European uppercut. Levels Comic Book Guy, which there's a huge rumor going around the dressing room of IPW that Comic Book Guy actually comes from the bloodline of the Andersons and is now known as Comic Book Guy Anderson.
Well, that's one of the big rumors going on in the back here in IPW. I tell you, we've got all kinds of rumors always floating around here, and leave it to myself and Ron Niemi to add even more confusion to such rumors.
I'm not adding confusion. I'm enlightening the fans of IPW on the history and the background of some of these guys. They're not familiar as some of the students of the WrestlePlex that are now making a name for themselves in the ring of IPW. Comic Book Guy and James Hendricks, they're in the ring with Hawk, so-called superstar Tough Enough 2. The publicity that they got from this match is more than some of the publicity that some of the guys that have been in the business over 5 years have ever gotten. They were all over the Pro Wrestling Torch. They're all over the Wrestling Observer. I understand Pro Wrestling Illustrated is going to be doing a feature on this. This is why you come to the WrestlePlex. This is why you go to IPW-hardcore.com. If you're going to invest your time, money, and energy into a future of professional wrestling, bring it to the WrestlePlex.
All right, here comes Kenny. He's throwing Comic Book Guy in the ring. We may not like these guys, but Kenny, as you can see, getting more and more impressive as a little bit of time he's been in the ring here so far, he's getting a little bit more comfortable. These guys have a bright future, but so do the stars of IPW.
This isn't like going out to some cruise and hanging out with the likes of Al Snow and Chavo Guerrero Jr. and all these other idiots and making out with these other hot chicks that are trying to get a contract with WWE. This isn't some real world bull crap. This is wrestling. This is IPW. And you see Comic Book Guy, he's taking a beating from Kenny. Hawk puts it on James Hendricks on the outside of the ring. This is the real deal. These guys have paid their dues. Oh! Wicked kick by Kenny to the side of the head by Comic Book Guy, who tries to shake what goes to cobwebs, but no way.
Kicks out. Comic Book Guy kicks out of that kick. They may not like Kenny here, but you heard the crowd go nuts. Our crowd appreciates fine wrestling and fine maneuvers, and they showed their appreciation for Kenny, but that shows you just how tough Comic Book Guy is. Kicking out of that maneuver. Oh, and what is that, a power slam?
What is it? It's a move made famous by Rod Steele, a sky high. He stole that move from his feud with Rod Steele.
That was a sky high? I'm sorry.
That's what it was an attempt at. I'm sorry.
Okay, but whatever it was, obviously still winning from the kick. And here they called out two more guys, and I may not like it, Ron Niemi, but the Shane brothers came out to accept the challenge, and they are tearing the house down. Listen to this crowd. This might be the most rabid I've ever heard the crowd at Florida WrestlePlex.
The Shane brothers and Ron Niemi, the hardcore giants. The Shane brothers are the most over tag team in IPW. They are the stars of IPW hardcore wrestling. And these idiots from MTV, they want to call it a challenge. They want to make a name for themselves. You're not beating up on students of the WrestlePlex anymore. This is Mike and Todd Shane, the best tag team in the world today.
And the second best brother combination in IPW.
Second best. The Strongs might claim to be the best brother combination. You might have given them that endorsement, but I'm here to tell you, the Shane brothers, the NWA Florida, former NWA World until we threw those belts back in the face of Bill Behrens and that ridiculous pay-per-view company that he works for.
I tell you what, and the big congratulations go out to Insane Dragon and Jay Briscoe, your new Jersey All-Pro Tag Team Champions.
Forget about the Jersey All-Pro belts. Forget about the NWA World Tag belts. This is the Shane brothers. This is IPW.
Python, what did you think was going to happen? For 365 days, I've stood by your side. I fought with you tooth. I fought with you nail. The fact is, you and I are nothing alike. We will never be anything alike. I have tricked you like I've tricked dozens of partners for the past 7 years. I've got standing next to me the baddest mamma jamma in the state of Florida, Pete Cannon from Sobrat City, Massachusetts. I've got him here in IPW. Python, you and me are gonna butt heads somewhere down the road, and the fact that you and I are gonna bang heads gets me all hard down in my pants because I hate you, I hate your big titty wife, and I hate your stupid son. One night only, freaking opponent Python, the roof of the Florida WrestlePlex.
Whether it's great food in a family atmosphere, NFL football, or WWF pay-per-views you're looking for, Extra Innings Ballpark Cafe is the place for you. Extra Innings Ballpark Cafe is located at 1850 Central Avenue, downtown St. Pete, directly under the 275 overpass. Extra Innings Ballpark Cafe is the official home of IPW Hardcore Wrestling, and you'll find all your IPW Hardcore Wrestling stars at Extra Innings Ballpark Cafe after each and every show.
Hey, I'm Callahan from Tampa Bay's only wrestling show, The Steel Cage, on Sports Radio 1010 The Team.
I'm the Putz.
And this is the hardcore giant, Ron Niemi.
And of course, this is our producer, The Foreign Object.
Join us Saturdays at 11 on Sports Radio 1010 The Team.
We're the home of the Bucks, the Yankees, and now
IPW Hardcore Professional Wrestling.
it's every Saturday at 11 on Sports Radio 1010 The Team.
And here he comes, folks, one of the top contenders for any of the belts here in IPW. That's Pat McGroin, and he's fighting his longtime nemesis, Devin Nash.
Devin Nash and Pat McGroin have over a 4-year history together. They trained together.